Hello everyone, I'm Sky. Today we would like to discuss about the Illusory True Effect. We are bachelors of Mass Comm at Inti University. And here is my partner of this presentation, Farida.
Hi everyone, this is Farida. I'm at my last year at NT International University. Sky and I will be discussing with you today through our topic. So I guess it's very important for us to understand the illusory truth effect and how it could subconsciously affect us. So even when we're committed without being intentional into when it comes to spreading information through media or through telling a friend of yours, spreading possible lies and misinformation has a very, very high risk of establishing those mistaken ideas or beliefs that we can impact to each other. So when information is shared and then reshared, and then the intent of the original person, for example, it's me, who shared it, then the intention now is forgotten because the intention doesn't have to do anything now when this may start out with a lie or a joke, and then it turns out into a belief into someone else. Intriguing that sharing a possible false information occurs among a group of people that both are aware and worried about misinformation, as well as actively seeking its debunk. So even if it's not done with the intent to mislead, sharing inaccurate information increases the likelihood of others adopting incorrect options or incorrect information. So yeah, what do you think, Sky, about all these cycle, I could say, that happens through, people discussing things with each other? Yeah, as I said, it starts out with a joke and then it ends up with a belief in someone else's.
Yes, I agree with you. For my personally, I'm agree with the Illusory True Effect. I would like to discuss about my point of view on the technology perspective. Nowadays, we are living in the advancement of modern technology. People can enjoy their freedom of speech and expression on any topic and spread on the internet without any responsibility. People, they can comment anything they want or post any expression post in internet. However, when we think deeply or closely, is that true? For me, I think that is not really. There are now more dystopian technology invented, intending to restrict this kind of freedom enjoyed by the public. At the first thought, it seems to serve the purpose of provide a certain level of security protection and eliminating the risk of cyberbullying. But do we ever thought these technology are just getting weaponized and making us move backwards? How do you think, Farida?
Actually, I think I agree with that because it personally happens with me. And I can say this could start with an example where a statement like someone saying Egyptians commute to work every day riding their camels, it increased participants later to believe that this is actually true. It was used at first like a joke or something that, a figure of speech. And now people actually believe that we Egyptians go to work riding a camel, which is completely untrue.
Oh yeah, you are right. The technology and misinformation is affecting people dramatically. There are a series of dystopian technology that we should pay attention on that, such as cyber criminals, ransomware, editing genes in human embryos, and so on. Although this technology can improve our lifestyle, but everything are always have good and bad view. This technology may also spread misinformation in the form of deep fake. For example, politicians can turn their dirty tricks into a darker art. The politician might possibly using the technology algorithm to create some other misinformation video or audio to imitate a person saying but they didn't say. This is so scary, and those such deepfake content not only wrongly accuse a person, but also blurring and let us confuse which is the right or wrong on the real truth.
Yes, I think it's very common and accurate on how technologies and, not just the traditional media, of course, traditional media takes part of it, but media and technology starts with the dilemma it causes. And, speaking of algorithm, just as you said, it brings attention to somewhere where you are impacted without being conscious about it. So not everything we think is actually correct. And it's not about the opposing opinions or someone saying something and the other one saying something else. But we can pick up the very small false notions just because we've heard them a lot before. And by my understanding so far, I can say no one hearing us now will believe me if I say, For example, the moon is made of blue cheese. Okay, no matter how many people say that, no one will believe that the moon is made of blue cheese. How about I come and tell you something more about it, more believable? What if I told you that the moon rock and the blue cheese have the same density, for example? And if I wasn't the only one who thought about it, what if you'd also seen another tweet promoting this incredible information? So you didn't hear it from me, you heard it from someone else. And then you heard it from another colleague. And then you read it on a blog post. How about now? Advertising takes place, advertising works. This is how they make this illusory truth effect. It's not true, but then I just made it seem or made it sound like it's more of true. And then advertising works because of this illusory truth effect, because of the propaganda it makes, because the propaganda is one of the most prominent techniques for manipulating people's minds without you even being conscious about it. You wouldn't know that you're being played with, that your mind is being played of, So yeah, building on your point of view when it comes to technology and how illusory truth effect takes place into that. Yeah, I think it's crazy.
Yes, Farida, I agree with you. Other than that, social dilemma also create a lot of problem for society in a silent manner. But what we build on today, we can understand that social dilemma is a situation that occurs when an individual benefits from selfishness at the expense of the group. For example, when there is a sport team where one of the players intends to become a spotlight and seek the fame and attention, he may perform aggressively or selfishness in the match at the expense of his teammate and perhaps to the detriment of the whole team. Yes, I think that's all from my part.
Okay, so I think building on what you said is very accurate and true. And we can have like a rough understanding that the misquoted statements, the edited pictures, the fiction novels posing as biographies and so on, and all these misleading data are all examples of how the truth is usually affected or how social dilemmas take place. And we have very hard time deciding what to pay attention to and what we don't and actually disregard. I think since the noise power is very unbalanced and you get a lot of these. So nobody has the time to double check anything they read on the internet, and nobody. Besides the fact that traditional media is also not good, but I think our ability to comprehend information is limited. And the more we consume from these content, the more it's difficult to become the judge of what's worth looking after, to double check if it's true or not and what's not. So we have a hard time deciding what we want to pay attention to and what we don't. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it for our discussion. Thank you everyone for watching us. Thank you, Sky. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.
Yes, thank you everyone. Bye bye.